Hey y'all, guess who's finally here?
Yeah!
And yes, if you're wondering, this is the only way currently that I can get him to sit still, but we're working on it. He is a spunky little boy and I love him so much. For those of you that are new here, hi, I'm Laura from Doggy U. I'm a certified guide dog mobility instructor, service dog trainer, and trick trainer. And today I want to introduce you to my new little buddy and the start of my journey to raise my next service dog prospect, sport dog, and adventure bud. Last week, I drove to Colorado with Cool Whip, got my empty shell of a work van turned into a camperman, and then this week, on the way home, I stopped in Illinois to pick up this little fellow. Like y'all to meet John Denver, aka Denver. His registered name is going to be Kick-Ass Sunshine on My Shoulders, which my friend pointed out works really well because besides the John Denver reference, it also is one of my favorite tricks to do a backstall where the dog is essentially peeking over your shoulder, so it's definitely one I'm going to have to teach him. And hey, if you think Denver is cute, make sure you head on down and boop that like button and let us know. Yeah. Maybe leave your favorite cute emoji down in the comments for us. So Denver is from Kick-Ass Labs, and both of his parents compete in a variety of dog sports from hunting to agility to shed hunt. I've been fortunate enough to meet both the parents, watch his dad, Felix, compete, and also meet more than a dozen of his offspring at competitions, as well as spend some downtime with both of them. And I'm so excited to have one of their pups. Denver is an 8-week-old yellow lab, and he is a super fun little puppy. He is very engaged and he's very food motivated, he's toy motivated, and he's a little bit of a wild man, but he's also super thoughtful. And one fun little fact about Denver is when I was driving out to the breeder to watch the birth of the puppies, we got a surprise that the puppies came early. And all of the puppies were born except for this little guy who was Swiss or Teal, if you've been following along. He was born the moment that I walked in the door, the last of the puppies to be born. And obviously he wasn't picked because of that, but how fun is it that he waited for me and he's mine. As for the drive, I was really pleased with how he did on the drive home. It was a 16-hour ride home with traffic, plus I stopped for 4 or 5 hours to sleep overnight. And that's a really long time for a young, like this small of a puppy to need to be crated for his safety. And it's super boring. And with like a couple of things for him to chew on and some topples and, a trachea, he did really, really nicely for such a young guy. He's had no accidents in the house, though I've been super diligent about it, but he's already peeing and pooping on leash and on pavement, which is a big deal for his job eventually as a service dog because it's much more convenient for them to be able to go to the bathroom on a variety of surfaces. So we've been pretty diligent as well about taking him out to appropriate potty spots so that he can practice because it's much easier to train this at 8 weeks than it is when your dog is an adult. And a huge thank you to Whitney, my breeder, who definitely started them out really well with potty training. Y'all, this hasn't happened before where he's been able to settle outside of the crate. This is a first for us, so I'm really glad you can be here for this moment. He's just been super energetic, which is totally normal for a puppy, but this is the first time he's chosen to lay down and settle. Now, we did already have like a tiny baby walk in the woods at my house earlier today, and we did some training, and that training will be over on Patreon for you to check out, but like, I almost don't want to talk because he's actually sleeping outside of his crate. Oh my goodness. Yay. So while he's sleeping, let me tell you what we've been doing in the first couple days that he's been home. Our focus this week is really on bonding and getting Denver settled in our house and getting him to start like understanding the routines of the house and, exposing him because even each little room just coming down to this basement training center is a new exposure for him. We've also had a few little puppy-size adventures. Like I mentioned, we went on a tiny 5-minute walk in the woods behind our house. We also went and picked up some dog food at Petco in his carrier, not on the ground, obviously, because he's not fully vaccinated yet. So we went in his little carrier with actually one of Maeve, the dog that you've seen in my videos, that 5-month-old service dog prospect. So we went for a 5-minute trip to Petco to just see things in his little stroller. He did amazing and was settling right in there. So we've also done a little bit of training too.
You're such a big, strong dog. Oh my goodness. Get it! Yay! Bring it, bud!
all very short, keeping things under 3 minutes, doing a lot of different things within one session. So like maybe 3 to 5 reps of something and then little play break or a cookie scatter break and then moving on. So we're keeping everything short, fun, puppy size with our goal of bonding and making him really love and enjoy training and learning. Overall, I'm just really excited to get to know him and to learn about him and to help him realize his full potential and help him grow into the best dog that he can be. So on the channel, I'm going to be starting with some videos on the basics of bringing home a puppy, both how to integrate them into your household and also how to train basic behaviors with specific focus on what I might do differently between a pet dog and a service dog if our goal is service dog work. But ultimately, this series should be useful for both service dog people and pet dog people because pet dog people want a really well-behaved dog as well. And the way that I raise puppies, the service dog way that I raise puppies, is applicable to all dogs. It's also the way that Cool Whip was raised well before I knew that she would ultimately be trained for service work many years later. And I firmly believe that raising her in the way that I would raise a service dog is ultimately the reason that she was able to seamlessly transition as an adult into that role. So if you're ready to follow along and see the ups and the downs and everything in between with raising this cutie over here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell button so you get notified when new videos come out. And hey y'all, if you haven't watched my video on how I set a puppy up for success when I bring them home, you should definitely start here so that you're ready for next week's video. You all have an awesome day and happy training.